Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of Soccer As We Like It, the Man United direction, the channel for you and global football fans all over the world. Thank you for joining us. It's happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. But without Man United and without news, we won't have anything to tell. But there is always news in regard to Man United and Manchester United. Don't forget to like, smash and subscribe because help us get to our we're on the road to 4,000, so your subscription by subscribing to our channel will get us there quicker. And I want to thank you all. Thank you very much. If you guys watched the channel yesterday, we had a big debate, we had the big podcast, we had the best UK Man United fans analyzing, and the best of USA and Man United fans, and we came together and we ironed out so many topics. It went on, but we got somewhere. Check it out. It's posted on our channel. Check it out. It was really good. I want to thank the guys, the UK guys and USA guys, because we had to keep the UK guys up for a long time because of the time difference. We were 6 hours ahead of them, but we want to thank them for coming on. You know yourself, Bim, Kay, and Ken. Thank you very much. And a big shout out to the UK, to the USA crew, the controversial one, the Bemsy, and the Soul Man Joe, and our smiling positive one, the ambassador. We call him the ambassador to Manchester United, the one and only Devin. Right, with much further ado, let's get right into it. As you know, breaking news, you must have heard it, ex-Man United player Mr. Paul Pogba, regarded as one of the best midfield players of his time. Apparently, he was said to be the best midfielder who was going to be better than Zinedine Zidane, because he had this height, he had the speed, he had the pace, he had the vision, he had the long range passing, the short range passing, he had the skill, he had everything the modern footballer lacks. But what he didn't have, that most footballers today don't have, is the discipline and the ability to separate your profile, your public life, and your professional life. He left United back in 2004, if I remember. Alex Ferguson, he was very talented. He was one of the best talents coming out of United. He left because he wasn't given regular time. He went to Juventus, made his name, became a global star, playing with the likes of Pirlo. He played with some great players. And, you know, he was fantastic. He was brought back to United by Mourinho in 2017. Yes, 2017, 2016. You know, for 81 million, he was a rock star, hair star. He didn't live up to the expectation expected of him. Injuries, playing, hairstyle, dancing, the ability to focus. You only saw spurts from him, but it is the modern day football, which seems to be creeping into the game, because the modern footballer wants to be a rock star, wants to have a brand, a social following, a gathering, then have your professional life and try to mesh them together. It does not work like that. As you can see, now we're going to go right into it. Let's hold on, let's just go right into it. I have the intro. Once considered the top midfielders in the world, Paul Pogba's career risk premature ending after Juventus player and the French international has tested positive for testosterone. Jesus. Nodo Italia, the anti-doping agency, said that Pogba was suspended provisionally with immediate effect pending a trial. They're going to try him and the testing of a backup B sample. He risked a suspension of up to 4 years. If he's suspended for 4 years, his career is done. He's already 30. He's not played since he left United. It's been one thing after the other. He's had injuries and injuries and injuries. He's only played 6 times for Juventus since he's returned in 6 full games, which is sad. It really is sad. He's had some really, even under Ragnick, he suffered long injuries. He's just very unlucky. We really never benefited the best from him. I mean, I look at the catalogue of injuries. His knee injury, toe injury, the meniscus kept him out for 2 months. Another injury, the knee injury kept him out for going to the World Cup. You know, if you go to that World Cup, I don't think Argentina would have won that World Cup. But he had suffered muscle injury again this year. He's had so much bad luck in injuries. Yes, he's not a Man United player currently, but he was a United player. Those of you who don't know, he was in the academy under Alex Ferguson. He played with people like Jesse Lingard, Mason Greenwood. No, Mason Greenwood was before him, was after him. There were some other young talented players he played with, but he was one of the best of the best. So if the backup sample confirms the positive test, the 30-year-old could get a lesser ban if he cooperates with the authorities. Okay. It's sad though. While there is no immediate comment from Pogba, Juventus said it reserves the right to consider the next procedural steps. It's another negative note of a player who has been bothered by injuries ever since joining Juventus from Manchester United. Little more than a year ago, he was ruled out for France's turn of the World Cup last year due to a knee injury, played only in 6 games last season. 6? That's terrible. There's also been a police investigation ongoing in France into allegations that Pogba was targeted by extortionists, including by his older brother. Could you know what? How? You see, this is the problem. Did you guys know his older brother's Matthias, who has denied it, was part of an extortionist group trying to extort $11.1 million, £1 million from Pogba by blackmailing him? This is your own family. But they say money does change people. It's all about money. But I almost quit football over the... I'm actually sorry for this guy. I feel for him. Such a talented guy. He's going through so much. It's been a tumultuous tragedy since he left United. Even before he left United, the tail end of his career at United, it was just sad when I saw him walk off that pitch against Liverpool. It was just sad. As seeing that talented guy, all that waste just draining. It was really sad though. Pogba, I almost quit football out of alleged blackmail plot. Earlier on Monday, Pogba said he was almost driven to walk away from football after allegedly being blackmailed by an organized crime gang. The 30-year-old midfielder's brother Matthias was detained in September of last year on suspicion of involvement in the alleged plot. Your own brother trying to blackmail you and extort money from you. Why can't you just ask for money? Because if you ask for your own family, your family's not going to give you that much money. But if you do extortions and blackmail, it's pathetic. It's really, really sad though. Matthias was released in Denver and denies the charges. This is really sad. But Pogba reported the incident to the Turin prosecutors in July of last year, shortly after leaving Manchester United on a free transfer in order to rejoin Juventus. Speaking to Al Jazeera, Paul Pogba said, when there is so much money, you have to be careful. Money changes people. It can break a family. It can create a war. So true. It's so true. They say money is the root of all evil. Sometimes I just want to be by myself thinking, I don't want to have money anymore. I just want to play. I don't want to play anymore. I just want to be with normal people so they will love me, not for me for the fame and not for the money. Sometimes it's tough. This life, you have to go through it. It will only make me stronger. I cannot, we see, we as fans don't understand what these footballers go through. They have so many hanger-ons who just follow them to get fame and enjoy the freebies, the champagne, the lifestyle, the jet flying, the jet skiing, the paparazzi lifestyle, the following, it's actually a bubble. And when they have too many yes men surrounding them, you know, like a crew, an entourage, and it's hard for them to say no. They don't even have time to think for themselves. They have all these yes men who just they're just what we call parasites, just hanger-ons. And it's sad that a guy this talented, his career has literally just completely nosedived. And it's sad to see a player of such a talented caliber and integrity going down the pan. But it is what it is. Well, we hope for the best hope that he's able to resolve his doping issues with Juventus and the Italian authority. I hope he's not banned for 4 years. If not, that's the end of his career, mate. I don't know, but we'll see how that pans out. But let's go back in. Let's reel us back into Manchester United. I was listening to the one and only Tier 1 journalist, Fabrizio Romano. Today he was on the United stand talking about why there were certain players who refused, I'm going to use the word, refused to leave Manchester United. We're going to start with McTominay. Why did McTominay want to leave Man United? Fulham agreed to take McTominay on. They were ready. They had everything set up. This guy said, I'm not leaving. I don't want to go to Fulham. I'm going to stay at Manchester United and fight for my place. So I'm asking, bro, what place are you fighting for? What position are you fighting for? Casemiro's position? Bruno's position? Mount's position? You're not fighting for nothing, bro, because there's nothing to fight for. Because this is a situation whereby players think they're better than they actually are. But most of them are just average players. Just your Billy the Boots. That's all they are, mate. No, you see, all these guys who think they're Billy Big Bollocks, they think that they're it. Your country calls you. You think because your country calls you, you're that good. No, mate. either your country has no other options and you're the best they have at that moment in time. But Ten Hag was very disappointed that players like Hims, Van der Beek, Maguire, everybody was able to get him out to Fenerbahce. He's off to Turkey. Everybody has since left and gone. He was the one who was leaking out information about Ole. He did make one reasonable, I would say, there was one reasonable statement everybody said. He said there's a bias in the United camp. He said Ole Gunnar Solskjaer selected Harry Maguire, who had just come back from a 4-week injury, hadn't played any game, hadn't trained, over him who had been training and was fit. Is that not a bias? Yes, that's an Ole bias. How will you be picking Maguire over everybody, even though everybody was fitter and been training, over Maguire, who was just returned from injury and was not physically fit? And that day United lost that game. But Ole, like I said, Ole was a problem because he favored so many players who should have been dropped. Well, that's a discussion for another day. But back to the McTominay one. McTominay believes he's too good to go to Fulham. He's not playing regular football. He's not getting to the Eric Ten Hag. So he's hoping someone gets injured, someone gets suspended, then he'll play. He ain't playing shit. He is average bollocks, mate. I've said it on this channel. Scott McTominay is an average player. It is what it is. But the people they keep around them make them believe they are better than they actually are. You know, when you throw so much shit on the wall, it starts to stink. And that's where we're at. So he refused to go to Fulham, even though United had agreed, said, listen, Fulham wanted you, they've got the right money for you. He said, no, I'm going to stay here. So these players would rather go turning up full pay and training and sit on the bench. That's where modern day footballers are. Or is it just Manchester United players? It's sad. It really is pathetic. Let's move on to the next one. Donny van der Beek. Oh, Jesus Christ. Donny van der Beek is someone who Man United loved. They loved him. We were feeling sorry for him. There's that love for him, but he's not helping himself. There was a statement Eric Ten Hag made last season. He said, you have to be fit to be selected. You have to be fit to be selected, to be considered. If you're not fit, we can't select you. We can't consider you. FC Lorient in France offered him a way out. Said you could play for us the whole season. We want you. Because Real Sociedad deal fell through. FC Lorient said, we want you. We want you. We think you're a very great player for us. We'll take you for a whole one season, a whole year. This guy said, nope, I ain't going to stay here and fight for my place. Then again, I asked, what place are you fighting for, mate? Casemiro's position, Bruno's position, Mount's position? What are you fighting for, mate? So he turned down that. That's the second United player who's turned down an opportunity to go out to another club because they feel they're better than they actually are. A guy who's been injury prone, mate. You're not playing any football. You're not playing for Netherlands either because they're choosing you because you've not played anything. But it's another dumb situation United players are holding the club to ransom. That's why he wasn't selected in the Champions League squad of 25 because he's supposed to requirements. And he's just going to sit there. And in January, he's got to go. I'm really quite disappointed in Eric Van der Beek situation. I don't give a shit anymore. Next one, Maguire. Jesus Christ, I haven't even got a cup of tea right. Oh, I've got a cup of tea right here. Now, when we're talking about the king of clowns, this one is a certified clown, mate. Absolutely certified clown. This is the king of the kings. West Ham came, boom, we want you. Man United said, we'll pay, he's on 190 a week, just call it 200 a week. West Ham pay 100, United pay 100 for 1 year. It balances out. He said, no, I ain't going, I'm going to fight for my place. Then again, I ask you, what place are you fighting for? Martinez, Varane, Lindelof, Shaw? Where the fuck are you fighting for? All these Billy Big Bollocks who think they're actually better than they actually are. It was so bad when this guy was being substituted to come on against Arsenal. United fans were saying, no, 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 no. It is that bad. And I don't blame anyone but Ole. Ole is the cause of this problem. Oh, that's an Ole problem right there. Making players like Harry Maguire think they're better than they actually are. It's sad, really sad. Him and Woodward Both of them are a bunch of clowns. I said, Ole, you fucked that one up big time, man. Making him captain? A captain of what? Guy's never won a sausage in his whole life. How do you make him a captain of one of the biggest clubs in the world? You see that mentality? When you give a loser the captainship over winners, imagine him captain people like Casemiro and Ronaldo. You know, they're looking at him like, really, mate? Really? Just having a laugh and a joke, mate. But this is where this club is. Sad, sad, sad. So those players, Maguire, McTominay, Van de Beek, had opportunities to leave in this window. They said they are not leaving. They would rather sit there, turn up in training, and sit on the bench and get paid. So by training, they know they've committed the obligation to the club. See what I mean? What I call cognitive dissonance. The word cognitive dissonance means when a player says, I'm not being selected, when you fully know you're not playing well, but you're expecting to be selected, mate, that's a mental thing. Cognitive dissonance, a disconnection in the brain. Anyway, while you guys are watching, I really appreciate you. Smash a like on our video. Drop your comments. What do you think about the whole POGBA thing? These 3 United players who refuse to leave. And subscribe and help us on our way to 4K. I really appreciate you guys. Follow us on all the social media. We're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We're also on Spotify. So you can listen to us while you're driving to work or while you're in the gym. All right. Thank you very much. But that's all I have for you for guys today. We have more information coming out, but this one really takes the bloody cake, mate. But from all of us, Anthony's situation, yeah, I'm going to come to that last. Anthony's situation seems to have, he might not end up being suspended. They're starting to find some holes and discrepancies in the stories of especially Gabriela Kalina, the ex. They begin to find holes in her story. So if it's true that her story doesn't hold water as she says it is, or that she's, he head-butted her, he hit on her boob, her implant dislodged to the left at 45-degree angles, it's all a lot. And the other 2 ladies, the banker who said he pushed on the woman, wanted to have sex with her, then the other woman who said he wanted to throw out of a moving car. Sounds like a movie, right? Sounds like The Godfather, like the Italian Job. But I hope if he's not guilty, he's not guilty. You know what I mean? I hope the truth comes to light and he could resume his career. I heard his interview. I felt sorry for him, but this is modern day football. This is the same thing I'm saying. Your public life, your social media life, your private life, your brand, combined with your professional life, it's hard. It's really hard because people are going to take advantage of you, extortionists, they're going to be blackmailers, they're going to hanger-ons, the people who have nothing good in your life, but they just want to enjoy the benefits because you're a footballer and a rock star. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm out of here. From me, it's goodbye and good night. I'll see you soon.